Okay guys. So another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ngayon, let's talk about leases. So ito na. Ito na ang pinakahihintay ng lahat, leases. Sinasabi nilang pinakamahirap sa lahat ng subject o lahat ng pinakamahirap na topic sa subject natin na financial accounting and reporting. Pero try nating padaliin. Sana makatulong man sa inyo ito. Leases in accordance with PFRS 16. Okay? So sabi dyan, ito na lang muna yung kwento. Merong building. Ngayon, sa building, let's say for example, nandyan si Mr. A at nandito si Mr. B. Si Mr. B, siya yung may-ari ng building. Ngayon, si Mr. B, pinaupahan daw kay Mr. A yung building na yon. Therefore, si Mr. B na owner ng building is now called as the lessor. Si Mr. A na si tenant, yung nangungupa kay Mr. B, is called as the lessee. Okay, dito sa transaction na to or dito sa event na to, si Mr. A, anong ginagawa niyan? Nagre-renta. It leases the property to Mr. B. Ano ngayon ang kapalit nun? It pays something. Usually, in the form of money. So, nagbabayad ngayon dito si Mr. A. Okay, as a lessee. Therefore, si Mr. B, anong binibigay kapalit ni Mr. A? Sabi daw, nagbibigay daw siya ng right to use. Right to use the asset. Okay. So, ngayon, sa isa natin. What is the definition of leases in accordance with PFRS 16? Sabi daw, leases is a contract or pwede daw part of contract that gives rise to a right to use an asset to Mr. B for a period of time, kasi merong time yan, that is the lease term, in exchange for the contribution or in exchange for a consideration. Ulitin natin. Leases is a contract or a part of contract that gives rise to a right to use an asset sa point of view ni Mr. A for a certain period of time. That is the lease term in exchange for a consideration. So ngayon, ano daw yung right to use an asset? Sabi daw, right to use an asset, sabi daw dito, maka-identify daw natin if Mr. A, si lessee daw, has a right to use an asset if it has right to use and a right to control the use of an identified asset. So meron daw siyang right to control. So dito, sa right to control natin, ibig sabihin lang nun, pwede daw gamitin ni Mr. A yung property niya kahit saan man niya gusto. Okay? Take note, merong instances na si Mr. B ang ginagawa, nagre-retain ng protective rights. So dito sa protective rights, merong prohibition. Sinasabi na, sige, gamitin mo itong property ko na ito, wag lang sa ganitong bagay. Sabi daw, protective rights does not necessarily mean that the lessee has no right to control the asset. Kahit daw merong protective right na niretain si Mr. B dito sa lease contract nila, sabi daw, still, si Mr. A meron pa ring right to control the asset. Kahit na merong protective right sa point of view ni Mr. B. Kasi ano ba yung protective rights natin? Ang ginagawa lang yan, pinoprotektahan lang ni Mr. B yung property niya. Kasi tingnan natin, sino may-ari ng property? Si Mr. B. Sino gumagamit ng property? Si Mr. A. So para after ng lease term, yung property ni Mr. B bumalik ng maayos kay Mr. B, sabi niya, bibigyan ko yung sarili ko ng protective rights to protect my asset. Kasi asset ko pa rin naman talaga yan. Ikaw lang yung gumagamit sa ngayon. Okay, so ulitin ko lang. Right, kailangan merong right to control the asset, si Mr. A. Pero merong instances na iniiwan, may nagbibigay ng right, nag-iiwan ng right si Mr. B sa kanyang sarili. Protective rights lang daw yun. Yung protective rights, hindi ibig sabihin na merong right si Mr. B or na-limit yung purpose ni Mr. A. Hindi niya pwedeng gamitin ni Mr. A yung yung property na yon sa ibang bagay. Kasi sabi ni Mr. B, wag daw gagamitin. Sabi daw, it does not necessarily mean that walang right to control si Mr. A. Meron pa rin daw. Okay tayo. Isa pa. Sabi daw, meron daw right to use an asset si lessee if such asset is identified. Okay, paano mo daw malalaman kung identified daw yung asset natin? Sabi daw, dapat yung asset is physically distinct to the other asset. For example, sa building na to, for example, si Mr. B, merong maraming building yan. 4 na building ang meron siya. O sabi niya, itong building na ito na nakalocate dito sa place na to, ito yung papaupahan ko sa'yo. Physically distinct to the other asset. Okay, nasi-separate yung asset na yun. Kasi sinabi mismo ni Mr. B kung ano yung asset na rerentahan ni Mr. A. Then such asset is considered as identified. Pangalawa, sabi daw, if lessor daw, si Mr. B, has no substantive substitution rights. Okay tayo. Sabi daw, kapag si lessor, dapat daw si lessor, wala din daw siyang substantive substitution right. Ano ibig sabihin ng substantive substitution right? Let's say for example, si Mr. B, sabi niya, sige, rentahan mo itong property na ito. Itong property na nakalocate dito sa ganitong lugar. Pero kapag kailangan ko yung property na yan, aalis ka dyan. Pero huwag kang mag-alala, ililipat naman kita sa ibang property. So sabi doon, meron daw substantive substitution right si Mr. B. Kasi sabi ni Mr. B, pwede kitang paalisin, kung kailan ko gustong alisin, huwag kang mag-alala, bibigyan naman kita ng ibang property. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa rin specifically specified kung anong asset yung na kay Mr. A. Sabi lang niya, isang building. Hindi alam kung ano talagang building. Kasi ang nangyayari, pwede daw ipalipat ni Mr. B si Mr. A sa ibang lugar. O, 'di ba? Kapag daw may substantive right si Mr. B, then hindi daw siya identified asset. Pag hindi identified asset, walang right to use an asset. Pag walang right to use an asset, hindi siya accounted sa PFRS 16. Okay. Okay ngayon, merong instances na merong substitution right si Mr. B pero hindi substantive. O for example, instead na building kotse tayo. Sabi daw, paparentahan ni Mr. B yung kotse niya kay Mr. A. O pero syempre 'di ba kapag ang kotse kailangan ng mga maintenance 'yan. O yearly or usually every 6 months nagme-maintenance ang kotse natin. So ang sabi daw, yung kapag the moment na kailangan i-maintenance itong kotse ko na to, wag mo munang gamitin. Ibigay mo sa akin. Wag ka mag-alala, papahiraman kita ng ibang kotse. If such substitution is necessary to preserve the property, then such right is not substantive. Ibig sabihin lang nun, meron pa rin right to use an asset si lessee. Okay? Kaya ulitin natin. Right to use an asset, dapat merong right to control. Hindi ibig sabihin na may protective right si Mr. B or na prohibit si Mr. A na gamitin yung isang bagay na to or isang itong property na to sa ganitong event. It doesn't mean that is only considered as protective right. It doesn't mean na wala ng right to use an asset or right to control si Mr. A. Sabi daw, meron pa rin daw. Kasi yung right lang naman ni Mr. B or yung prohibition lang naman kay Mr. A is just to protect the property of Mr. B. Okay. Ngayon, sabi daw, dapat daw identified asset tayo. Para paano daw ma-identify, dapat daw physically distinct. Ini-specify daw kung anong asset yung uupahan ni Mr. A. Ngayon, merong times na sinasabi ni Mr. B, paalisin kita dyan, or pwede kang papalipatin kita dyan pag kailangan ko yung property na yon. Then meron daw substantive substitution pag ganon. Pag may substantive substitution daw, wala din daw right to control an asset or hindi daw siya identified asset, then walang right to use an asset. Then hindi siya accounted sa PFRS 16. Exception lang doon sa substantive substitution if yes, merong right to substitute si B doon sa property na inuupahan ni Mr. A pero such substitution is necessary to preserve such asset. Okay, kapag gano'n ang nangyari, necessary naman yung pag-substitute, then hindi siya substantive. Then identified asset siya. Then accounted siya sa PFRS 16. Okay tayo. Okay, yun yung right to use an asset. Next period of time. Ano yung period of time? That is the lease term. Sabi daw, lease term is the non-cancelable period of lease together with both number 1. The period if it has an option to extend. Okay, merong instances kasi na yung kontrata, for example, 10 years. O after 10 years, ibig sabihin ba aalis na siya? Yes, dapat aalis na siya unless merong option daw to extend si Mr. A. O pag meron daw option to extend si Mr. A, sabi daw, kasama din daw yung option to extend na yan kahit na hindi pa siya na-extend talaga. Kasama daw yan, kahit na option pa lang daw yan, kasama daw yan sa non-cancelable period natin if it is reasonably certain that Mr. A will exercise such option. Okay, pangalawa daw, sabi daw, kasama din daw sa non-cancelable period yung period if it has an option to terminate. O merong instances na, kasi usually sa lease term, yung 10 years, kapag hindi mo tinapos yung 10 years, may penalty yan. Or merong instances na hindi ka pwedeng umalis sa property na yan hanggat hindi natatapos yung 10 years. Okay, parang ganun yung nangyayaring scenario. O sabi daw, if si Mr. A daw merong option to terminate, meron daw siyang option na umalis kahit kailan niya gusto. Sabi daw, kasama pa rin daw yung period na yun, okay, if it is not reasonably certain to exercise. Okay, for example na lang, 10 years. 10 years tayo dyan. Tapos, meron daw siyang right na umalis daw for 5 years. Paano kapag reasonably, dapat na, paano pag reasonably certain to exercise yung period of termination? Anong gagamitin mong non-cancelable period? Ito lang, 5 years. Paano kapag hindi siya reasonably certain or hindi certain na i-exercise niya yung option niya to terminate, anong gagamitin mong period? 10 years. Okay. O for example, ito yung nasa kontrata, 10 years. Meron siyang option to extend up to 5 years. Magkano non-cancelable period natin? O tanongin mo muna, yung option to extend, reasonably certain ba na i-exercise ni Mr. A? Pag reasonably certain, 15 years yung non-cancelable period. Paano pag hindi reasonably certain, sir? Ito lang, 10 years lang. Okay, yun yung sinasabi ng dalawa natin na to. Okay? So that is for the period of time. Okay na tayo. Okay, ito ngayon. Sa leases, madali lang to actually. Ang nagpapahirap lang dito kasi, tatlo yung topics natin. Which is hahatiin natin yan into 3 parts. Mag-focus, meron tayong point of view ni Leslie. Okay, dito lang daw muna tayo sa point of view ni Mr. A. Next video discussion, point of view naman ni Lessor. Paano daw ina-account yung leases sa point of view naman daw ni Mr. B. Sa ngayon, dito muna tayo, si Mr. A. And merong instances na meron daw tayong sales and leaseback, pero i-discuss na lang natin yan, nandoon na lang yan sa part 3 natin. Okay na. Okay. Point of view ni Leslie muna. Ulitin ko. Point of view to ni Leslie. Tayo muna daw si Mr. A. Tayo muna yung mangungupahan. Tsaka na lang daw si Mr. B. Ibig sabihin, kung tayo si Mr. A, tayo yung nangungupahan, tayo yung magbabayad, tayo yung may liability, tayo yung may expense. General rule, sabi daw. Sa point of view ni Leslie, general rule natin, lahat daw ng leases, as long as merong lease contract, merong right to use an asset, merong period of time in exchange for consideration, lahat daw ng leases shall be classified as a finance lease. Dalawa kasi ang leases, ang type ng leases in accordance with PFRS 16, dalawa yan. Meron daw tayong finance lease and meron tayong operating lease. Sabi daw, sa point of view ni Leslie, lahat daw ng leases classified yan as a finance lease sa point of view ni Leslie. Exception to that rule, letter A. If daw, yung lease daw natin is, or yung lease contract daw is short term lang daw. Exception to this exception, unless daw there is a purchase option. Okay, ibig sabihin ng purchase option, meron daw right si Leslie na bilhin yung property ni Mr. B. Pag meron daw purchase option, then it is considered as a finance lease, even though short term pa lang yan. Pero pag short term ulit yung asset natin or yung lease natin, yung lease contract natin or yung period of time natin, then it is classified as an operating lease. Pero ulitin ko, lahat ng leases finance lease. Exception, short term lease. Exception to that exception if merong purchase option. Letter B exception, kapag daw yung asset natin, itong property daw na to, is of low value. Yung low value natin, hindi specifically sinabi kung ano yung low value sa atin. Pero ito lang, take note na lang natin na yung pag-identify ng low value natin is hindi yung value ng current property. Hindi yung value ng building na yan ngayon. Okay, yung value daw ng building na yan nung bago pa siya. O kasi for example, tama, merong instances yung building natin nagde-depreciate, hindi tumataas ang value niyan kasi naluluma yan. O for example, 100,000 na lang yung value ng property natin ngayon. Eh magkano yung total asset mo? Sabihin na natin 15 million pesos. O very irrelevant sa'yo yung 100,000 na value ng asset. So considered siya as low value asset. O sabi daw, hindi daw ganun yung pag-identify ng value. Dapat daw, i-identify mo kung low value siya, depende daw kung magkano yung value ng property mo nung bago pa siya. Eh nung bago pa siya, 3 million pesos. O relevant o hindi yun low value, high value yun. Sabi daw, finance lease ka. Pero pag low value ka, operating lease ka raw. Okay. Sana malinaw. Ulitin ko lang para matandaan mo. General rule natin, lahat ng leases shall be classified as finance lease. Exception, it would be classified as an operating lease if short-term yung lease and underlying asset is of low value. Okay? Ano ba yung difference? Ito muna tayo sa operating lease. Pag operating lease tayo, sabi daw, yung expense daw na i-recognize ni Mr. A sa rent natin, which is the rent expense, dapat daw naka-straight line basis. Ibig sabihin ng straight line basis lang na to, kung magkano yung rent mo ng year 1, yun din dapat yung rent mo ng year 2. Yun din dapat yung rent expense mo ng year 3, yun din dapat yung rent expense mo ng year 4. Constant daw dapat yun, straight line basis. Okay, meron tayong problem dyan mamaya. Okay, ngayon, dito tayo sa finance lease. Sa finance lease natin, sabi daw, sa point of analysis, initial measurement natin, you must recognize lease liabilities. And number 2, you must also recognize right of use asset. Okay, ito yun, no? Right of use asset. Take note mo na lang that right of use asset is considered as a non-current asset na usually kasama din siya as your property, plant, and equipment. So kapag nag-recognize ka ng right of use asset, subsequent measurement yan, parang PPE na, PAS 16 na. You can either depreciate it or usually at a fair or at a revaluation model. Okay, pero usually dito sa mga succeeding problems natin, magde-depreciate lang tayo. Okay, depreciation yan. Nakuha. Okay, ulitin natin. Initial measurement, recognize lease liabilities. Pangalawa, recognize right of use asset. Subsequent measurement, sabi daw lease liabilities, liability. This is a non-current liability. Pag non-current liability, you amortize. Right of use asset, this is a PPE, you depreciate. Okay, so dito sa leases natin, pag master mo na yung liabilities section natin o liabilities na concept natin, meron na tayo dyan, current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Ay naku, madali na sa'yo si leases. Bakit? Kasi yung lease liabilities ko naman, subsequent measurement ko dyan, i-amortize ko lang. Kung marunong kang mag-amortization table, basic sa'yo si lease liabilities. O ROA natin, parang PPE lang daw yan. O kapag ka marunong ka nang mag-depreciate, kung ano mang method yung nandyan, straight line method, sum of the years method, or double declining method, kayang-kaya mo yan kasi nga, nagde-depreciate ka lang, PPE lang tayo. So, ibig sabihin, si leases, madali lang. Pag alam mo yung liabilities, alam mo yung PPE, basic sa'yo si leases. Baka tayo nahihirapan dito. Okay, joke lang. Okay, ito na. Okay. Medyo meron lang kasi naiibang dito. Meron lang mga naiibang concepts na kailangan lang naman i-emphasize para lang hindi makalimutan ng mga students. Okay, ng mga nagsasagot. So, okay. Ngayon dito. Sa pag-depreciate natin, take note mo na lang ito. Sa depreciation natin, dalawa kasi yung term natin dito. Meron tayong lease term, syempre yung asset, meron ding useful life. Merong useful life, merong lease term. Ngayon, ang question, anong gagamitin mo sa pag-depreciate ng right of use asset? Yung useful life ba ng property or yung lease term natin dito? Sabi daw, ganito raw ang rules. Kapag daw yung ownership daw ng property is magta-transfer daw kay lessee. Sabi daw si lessee daw, pag magde-depreciate daw siya, gamitin daw niya useful life ng property. Kapag naman daw hindi sinabi kung magta-transfer ng property, pero si property or si Mr. A, si lessee, mayroon daw right to purchase that property. Then sabi, use useful life. Paano naman daw sir pag hindi magta-transfer ng property? O pag hindi magta-transfer ng property, kanino yung property natin? O si Mr. B. O ibig sabihin, hanggang kailan lang yung right ni Mr. A dun sa property? Hanggang lease term lang. O kung hanggang lease term lang, paano siya magde-depreciate? O lease term lang daw yung gamitin mo sa pag-depreciate. Paano pag merong instances na sinasabi, merong guaranteed residual value? Ano ba yung guaranteed residual value na yan? Sinasabi lang ng guaranteed residual value na si Mr. A, si lessee, sinasabi niya na wag kang mag-alala Mr. B. Hindi ko pababayaan yung property ko. Para hindi ka kabahan, igagaranti ko na at the end of this lease term, yung residual value ng property natin is at this certain amount. Ginagaranti. Okay, ginagaranti ni Mr. A yung residual value. Ano ba yung residual value? Yung value na matatanggap ni Mr. B at the end of useful life ng property. Okay? So pag may guaranteed residual value, ginagaranti ni Mr. A yung makukuha ni Mr. B pag binalik na ni Mr. A yung property niya kay Mr. B. Ibig sabihin, si Mr. A walang gusto, hindi niya gusto na kunin yung property. Ibig sabihin si Mr. A, ibabalik niya yung property kay Mr. B. Kung ibabalik ni Mr. A yung property kay Mr. B, ibig sabihin, gagamitin lang ni Mr. A yung property at the end of the lease term. Ibig sabihin, i-depreciate lang niya yung PPE niya, yung right to use an asset niya, using the lease term. Kaya dito, lease term tayo. Diba? Napakadali. Ngayon, ano yung lease liabilities mo? Ano yung right of use asset natin? Ito yung composition nila. Okay, sabi, lease liabilities. Lease liability is initially measured at the present value of lease payments that are not yet paid. Take note mo. Initially, si lease liability, present value daw yan ng ano daw? Lease payments. Ibig sabihin, yung mga babayaran mo daw sa leases natin na hindi mo pa nabayaran. Babayaran mo pa nga lang. Ibig sabihin, payable pa lang natin at commencement date. Take note mo na lang na merong mga problem sinasabi dyan, marami kang binayaran, marami kang babayaran. Take note mo na ang kasama lang sa lease liabilities is yung babayaran lang ni Mr. A kay Mr. B. Yung babayaran lang ni lessee kay lessor. Lahat ng babayaran ni lessee outside the party, lahat ng babayaran ni lessee na hindi niya babayaran kay lessor, for example, third party, executory cost, taxes, lahat yun hindi kasama sa lease liabilities. Take note mo. Ngayon sa present value natin, usually dalawa yung rates na binibigay sa'yo dyan. Merong implicit rate, merong incremental rate. Kapag binigay yung implicit rate, priority mo yung implicit rate, gamitin mo yung implicit rate para hanapin yung present value ng lease liabilities. Pag hindi binigay yung implicit rate, gamitin mo na yung incremental rate. Okay, Okay tayo. So yan lang yung mga kailangan mong tandaan sa lease liabilities na ini-emphasize ko na para sa'yo. Okay. Ngayon, what composes lease liabilities? O meron na tayong mnemonics dyan. Yan o. Vape. Okay. O, vape lang. Parang hindi mo na makalimutan. O, vape lang yan. O, ano bang ginagawa mo kapag ka nag-vape ka? Di ba humihipak ka? O, paano pag humihipak ka? Ibubuga mo yon. Paano pag bumubuga ka? Anong tunog nun? Vape. Okay. Oh, number 1. What does V mean? Sabi daw, these are the variable lease payments that varies due to changes in facts and circumstances. Okay, sa lease liabilities kasi usually, di ba leases yan? Usually, meron kang fixed rental dyan. O yung fixed rentals mo, hindi yan yung V. Merong times na sinasabi, meron daw tayong variable lease payments. O for example na lang, dito sa stipulations ninyo, ni Mr. A and ni Mr. B, sabi daw, si Mr. A, magbabayad daw ng fixed rental payments of 100,000 annually, sabi daw. Pero kapag daw lumagpas ng 3 million pesos, yung sales niya, bibigyan daw niya siya, si Mr. B, ng 1% ng total sales in excess of 3 million pesos. Those are variable lease payments. Okay, tayo, parang ganon. Number 2, sa A natin. Sa A, sabi daw, that is simply the amounts expected to be payable by lessee under residual value guarantee. Yun. Kapag merong stipulation na si Mr. A, okay, si Mr. A, ginagaranti niya yung residual value kay B. Sabi daw, yung amount daw na ine-expect na babayaran ni lessee kay lessor, then kasama din daw yun sa lease liabilities. Pangatlo, P, ano yon? Payments of penalties for terminating the lease. O, for example, hindi mo talaga tatapusin yung lease. O, meron kang penalties yun. O, yung penalties na yun, kung ine-expect mo na mai-incur mo yung penalties na yun, then kasama yun sa lease liabilities. Okay, number 4, exercise price of a purchase option if reasonably certain to exercise the option. O tama, meron tayong nabanggit na purchase option. Usually sa leases, meron ding option si lessee na bilhin yung property ni lessor. O kanina babayaran ni lessee yung option na yon kay lessor. Babayaran ni lessee yun kay lessor, therefore kasama yon sa lease liabilities. Ang tawag doon, purchase option. Option ni lessee na bilhin yung property yung ni lessor. Okay, that's a purchase option. Take note mo lang kapag lang reasonably certain to exercise the option. And number 5, fixed payments. Okay, fixed payments, take note mo na lang na mag-less tayo ng lease incentive receivable. Okay, o vape. Ngayon, dito ka sa number 2 and sa number 4. Guaranteed residual value, purchase option. I-take note mo na lang. Okay, sa problems, bihira mo makita yung dalawa na yan nang sabay. Bakit? Isipin mo na lang, residual value guarantee. Ginagaranti ni lessee kay lessor yung property. Okay, ibig sabihin si lessee gusto niyang ibalik kay lessor yung property. Paano itong number 4? Purchase option, reasonably certain. Ibig sabihin, binabalak ni lessee na bilhin yung property. Ay, hindi pwedeng ganun. Hindi pwedeng binabalak ni lessee na bilhin yung property pero ginagaranti niya yung residual value kay lessor. Diba? So usually, isa lang yan. Okay tayo. Kaya nga sinabi dyan, reasonably certain. Pag binigay parehas yan, o hanapin mo, ano yung reasonably certain na gagawin ni lessee? Babalik ba niya yung property or bibili niya yung property? Okay, take note mo kailangan mong i-present value itong mga to. Okay, sa pag-present value natin, tatlo ulit yan, PV of 1, pag lump sum, PV of 1, or PV of ordinary annuity, kapag normal payment, present value or PV of annuity due, kapag merong advance payment, pero installment. Okay, that's the lease liabilities. Subsequent measurement ulit, i-amortize natin. Next, for the right of use an asset, or the ROA na lang. Sa ROA natin, ito yung kasama dyan. Number 1, your minimum lease payments. Ano ba yung minimum lease payments na yan? That simply is your lease liabilities. Meron ka na mnemonics din dyan Madri naman. Okay, Madri, pero matigas. Madri. Okay, 1, minimum lease payments. Ibig sabihin lang ng minimum present value of the minimum lease payments. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung lease liabilities. Kung magkano daw yung ni-recognize mo sa lease liabilities, kasama daw yun dun sa cost ng right of use asset mo. Take note mo na lang yan. So kapag nagkamali ka dito, ay mali ka na dito. Tinanong ito, mali ka dito, mali ka dito, mali ka na rin dito. Okay, A, what does A stands for? These are the lease payment at or before commencement date. Lease payment, kasama na yan sa lease liability. Bakit kasama sa right of use asset? No. Dito, lease payments na babayaran mo pa lang. Ito ngayon, lease payments na nabayaran mo na. Nabayaran mo ng commencement date, nabayaran mo bago yung commencement date. That takes form as an additional cost, necessary cost sa property, plant, and equipment, kaya kasama sa cost ng right of use asset mo. Letter D, initial direct cost. O, the initial direct cost, that is simply unnecessary cost. Directly attributable cost. 4, restoration cost. Tama sa PPE natin, anong kasama nito? Yun yung cost plus directly attributable cost plus the present value of restoration or decommissioning cost. Ito din yun. Pag merong restoration cost para ibalik mo yung property na hiniram mo sa dating ayos noon, that's restoration cost. Sabi daw, kasama din daw yun sa cost ng right of use asset natin. Restoration cost. And I, lease incentive received. Take note mo na lang na ililess ito. Lahat itong apat i-add mo kasama yan sa right of use asset. Pag meron kang nakitang lease incentive, ililess mo yun. Okay? Hindi yun i-add, ililess mo yun. Sir, parang parehas yan. Less lease incentive receivable, less lease incentive dito. Kung niles ko na dito yan, tapos ililes ko dito, parang redundant. No. Dito, receivable. Mari-receive mo pa lang. Dito, na-receive mo na. Okay. So those are the concepts na kailangan mong tandaan sa leases in accordance with PFRS 16. Take note mo ha, point of view pa lang ito ni lessee. Okay. Try nating i-apply yan dito sa mga illustrations natin. Tandaan na natin to ha. Ano yung kasama ulit sa lease liability? Vape. Right of use asset, MAD3. Okay. Illustration number 1. Sabi, at the beginning of current year, Panorama Company, Panorama leased a building. Si Panorama nagrenta. Si Panorama, si lessee. A building from a lessor with the following pertinent information. Ibig sabihin, point of view ni lessee ito. Andito yung mga data. Annual rental payable at the end of each year. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Fixed payments, that's the F. Kasama yan sa lease liabilities. Initial direct cost. Initial direct cost kasama yan. Yes, pero sa right of use asset. Sa MAD3. Okay, that is the D. Lease incentive. Received. Saan yan? Sa right of use asset, pero lease incentive deduction dapat yan. Diba? Next, purchase option that is reasonably certain. Purchase option, ano to? Exercise price of purchase option sa E ng VAPE-F kasama saan? Sa lease liabilities. Ito pala. Lease liabilities. Leasehold improvement. Wala naman tayong sinabing ganyan. Ignore mo na yan. Alisin mo na yung 200,000. Panggulo lang yan. Lease term, tapos useful life of the building. Implicit interest rate, 10%. Gamitin mo na yan. Hindi ka na pinahirapan. Binigay na sa'yo yung present value factor mo ng ordinary annuity daw, 3.79 and PV of 1.62. Anong step natin gagawin muna natin? Hanapin mo muna yung lease liabilities. Hinahanap right of use asset. Pero hanapin mo muna lease liabilities kasi kasama yung cost ng lease liabilities doon sa cost ng right of use asset natin. Okay, lease liabilities, ano yan? Nasa 1 million pesos daw. Kailangan mong i-present value yan. Paano may present value yan? Yung 1 million pesos, di ba? Installment payment yan. Taon-taon mo binabayaran yan, kaya nga annual rental payable. Anong ginagamit mo? Gagamitin mo. 3.79 times 3.79. Tapos ano pa yung kasama sa lease liability? 500,000. Kaso yung purchase option mo na yan, kailan ba yan marireceive? Di ba? At the end of the term lang yan. Usually, isang beses mo lang binibigay yan. So, anong gagamitin mo pang present value? 0.62. Hanapin mo na. Lease liabilities natin. Magkano lease liabilities mo? That is 1 million pesos times 3 times 3.79. This is equal to 3,790,000. Ito, 500,000 times 0.62. This is equal to 310,000. I-add mo lang yan. 3,790,000 plus 310,000. This is equal to 4,100,000. Ano yung 4,100,000 mo? That is your lease liabilities. Anong hinahanap sa'yo? Right of use asset. I-add mo lang yung mga kasama sa right of use asset. Initial direct cost of 400,000 and less tayo ng 100,000 na lease incentive received. This is equal to 4.1 plus 400 less 100, 4.1 plus 400 less 100,000. This is equal to 4,400,000. Kaya doon sa tanong na right of use asset, magkano yon? Letter B. Diba? Anong mahirap dito? Walang mahirap sa atin. Number 2, what is the depreciation for the current year? Depreciation. Dalawa yung term na binigay dyan, sir. Malilito pa ako. Huwag ka nang malito. Ano nangyari? Purchase option. Merong purchase option. Ibig sabihin, gusto ni Panorama na bilhin yung property. Reasonably certain. Kung gusto niyang gamitin yung gusto niyang bilhin yung property, kailan niya gagamitin yung property or yung building? Siyempre, yung useful life niya. So, i-divide mo siya by 8 years. 4,400,000 divided by 8 years. This is equal to 550,000. This is your depreciation expense annually yan. Fix yan. Kaya for number 2, letter C. Easy. Number 3, what is your interest expense? Interest expense, tama. Kailangan mo ng interest expense kasi yung lease liabilities mo na 4,100,000, dapat i-amortize natin yan. Alaala mo pa ba? Yung ating mnemonics, dakutin mo pre. Dakutin mo pre. Mag-present value na tayo dyan. Present value natin or mag-amortize na tayo dyan. Present value mo, 4,100,000. Date natin, hayaan mo na yan. Collection, meron ka bang collection or payment natin to? Palitan na natin ng payment, tapos ito, interest expense. Payment mo, magkano? Di ba 1 million annually yan? Meron kang payment of 1 million annually. Interest mo, di yung 10% natin ng present value, 4,100,000 times 10%, that is equal to 410,000. Tinatanong sa'yo, interest expense, yun na, 400,000. Letter A for number 3. Magkano daw lease liability mo at year end? Di ba ito lang yun? Paano mo kino-compute yun? Di ba simply amortization lang yun, 1 million pesos. 1 million pesos less 410,000, amortization natin is nasa 590,000. Anong gagawin mo dyan? Nagbabayad ka ng principal, nagbabayad ka annually. Anong gagawin mo? Dapat mag-zero ito. Anong gagawin mo sa 590,000? Ililess natin yan. 4,100,000 less 590,000, your present value is nasa 3,510,000. Kaya ang sagot natin dito for number 4, letter A. Anong sinabi ko sa inyo? Pag alam mo yung concept natin sa PPE, alam mo na yan. Madali na sa'yo sa leases. Alam mo yung concept ng amortization natin. Ito lang yun. Madali na sa'yo si leases. Walang mahihirapan dito. Walang mahirap dito sa atin accounting. Okay? Walang mahirap sa accounting. Lahat to, madali lang. Diba? Okay, that is for illustration number 1. Illustration number 2. Try natin para lang mapatunayan natin na madali lang talaga si leases. Illustration number 2, sabi dyan. Tinatanong lang, capitalizable sa ROA, initially, at lease liability, magkano daw? And yung annual depreciation sa ROA natin. At the beginning of current year, Ashi Company entered into a 10-year, period, 10-year non-cancelable lease. That's the lease term. Lagay mo na, lease term mo, 10 years. Year-end payments. Year-end. Ibig sabihin, ordinary annuity. 1 million pesos. That's your fixed payments. Ashi's incremental borrowing rate is 10%, while the lessor's implicit interest rate known to Ashi is 10%. Naituro na natin to. Alam mo na, hindi ka na dyan matitrick. Anong gagamitin mo? Implicit interest rate 10%. Alisin mo na yung 12% na yan. Present value factor for an ordinary annuity for 10 periods is 6.145 for 10%. Ito gagamitin mo. Yung 12%, alisin mo na rin yan. On same date, Ashi Company paid initial direct cost of 200,000. Anong gagawin mo sa 200,000 na yan? Kasama yan sa right of use asset natin. Next, in negotiating and securing the leasing agreement, ownership of the property remains with the lessor at expiration of the lease. Okay, so tandaan mo na lang, yung ownership daw babalik kanino? Kay lessor. There is no purchase option. The leased property has an estimated economic life of 10 years. Hanapin mo na ulit, lease liabilities. Anong kasama sa lease liabilities mo? 1 million pesos. Meron pa bang binigay dun sa vape natin? Wala na. I-multiply mo na yan dito sa present value natin or sa ordinary annuity natin times 6.145. So 1 million pesos times 6.145, this is equal to 6,145,000. Magkano lease liabilities natin? 6,145,000. Nasagutan mo na. Illustration number 2, letter B. Or requirement number 2, letter B. This is your lease liabilities. Anong kasama sa ROA natin? Di ba i-add mo lang yung initial direct cost na 200,000? Magkano yan? 6,345,000. Kaya for requirement number 1, letter B. Walang kahirap-hirap. Magkano annual depreciation mo? I-divide mo lang yan. Dito ka malilito. Anong gagamitin mo? Yung 12 years or yung 10 years? Take note mo na lang yung sinabi natin. Kanino mapupunta yung property or ilang years gagamitin ni Ashi Company or ni Lessee yung property? Ibabalik yung ownership kay lessor. Ilang years na gagamitin? Di yung lease term lang, 10 years lang. Divided by 10 years. 6,345,000 divided by 10 years. That is equal to 634,500. Kaya for requirement number 3, letter A. Diba? Next, illustration number 3. Sabi dyan, on January 1, 2026, ABC Company enters into a 4-year lease of equipment. The rent in 2026 is 10,000 pesos and shall increase by 10% annually starting January 1, 2027. Okay, mag-i-increase daw 10% annually. Rentals are, parang mahirap yun hindi fixed payments yun ganun talaga. Next, rentals are payable at the end of each year. Okay. ABC Company pays the lessor a lease bonus of 5,000 pesos on January 1, 2026. ABC Company opts to use the practical expedient allowed under PFR 16 for leases of, low value asset, ano yun? Operating leases. Pag operating leases, dapat fixed tayo or straight line lang tayo dito. Magkano daw lease expense mo in 2026? Ganito mo gagawin yan. Meron tayong 2026. 2027, 4 years daw yan. So hanggang 2029. Sabi daw, 2026, magkano babayaran mo? 10,000 pesos. Take note mo, nagbayad ka ng 5,000 pesos. So additional cost yan, 5,000 pesos. 2027, magkano na babayaran mo? Mag-i-increase ka annually. So 10,000, yung rental expense mo, yung rental na binabayaran mo, mag-i-increase ng 10%. So that's times 1.10, 11,000 na raw ng 2027. 2028, mag-i-increase na naman daw dapat ng 10% yan. So that is 12,100. Mag-i-increase ulit ng 2029 times 110%, that is 13,300. I-add mo lang lahat yan. 15,000 plus 11,000 plus 12,100 plus 13,310. This is equal to 51,410. Ilang years mo yan dapat, ilang years yung rental natin. Ito yung total expense or total expense na babayaran mo. Dapat fix tayo. So yung rental expense natin dapat from 2026 up to 2028, divide mo lang yan by 4, is nasa 12,852.5 or 53. Ibig sabihin lang, for 2026, dapat yung rent expense mo, 12,853. Same as well sa 2027, 2028, and 2029. So magkano daw rental expense natin for 2026? 12,853, letter D for illustration number 3. Yan lang yung sinasabi sa operating leases. Dapat lang pare-parehas yung babayaran o yung rent expense natin annually. Okay, sir, paano yun? Ito yung binayaran ko. Tapos ito yung expense ko. Ganito mo lang magiging entry mo dyan. Pag 2026, ang binayaran mo 10,000. Ang nirecognize mo na expense, debit ka ng rent expense or lease expense, 12,853. Magkano binayaran mo? Nasa, sabihin na natin 10,000 muna. Ignore mo na muna yung 5,000 pesos. Okay, so yung total cash natin na binayaran is nasa 10,000 pesos. So kulang ka ngayon ng 2,853 dito. Saan mo ngayon ipapasok yung 2,853 na yan? That is considered as or that is part of. Okay, part tayo dito ng, sabihin na natin, rent or prepaid rent. Okay, prepaid rent yan. Okay na lang. Okay na. Ngayon, dito, by 2027, magkano babayaran natin by 2027? Or magkano rent expense mo? Debit ka ng rent expense, 12,853. Magkano binayaran natin? 11,000. Ano yung credit natin dito? Or kulang na naman tayo ng credit na nasa, magkano yan? 1,853. So this is your prepaid rent na lang din. Sabihin na natin prepaid rent lang din yan. 2028, 12,100. Debit ka lang ulit ng rent expense. Credit ka lang ulit ng cash. Credit ka lang ulit ng prepaid rent. Rent expense natin, 12,853. Cash natin, nasaan? Magkano yung cash natin? Nasa, binayaran mong cash. Ito, 12,100. Magkano yung, meron na namang sobra. Lagay mo na lang sa prepaid rent. Prepaid rent mo, magkano yung sobra natin dyan? 12,853 less 12,100. This is equal to 753. By the end of 2029, anong entry mo sa 2029 natin? Debit ka lang ulit ng rent expense, credit ka ng cash. Magkano yung binayaran mo na cash? 13,310. Magkano rent expense natin? Nasa 753. Okay, 700. Or magkano rent expense mo? Nasa 12,853. Merong difference. 12,853 less 13,131 or 13,310. That is equal to less 12,853. This is equal to 457. Okay. Ngayon, kung gagawa natin ng T-account yan, prepaid, rent, nag-credit ka, 2,853. Nag-credit ka, 1,853. Nag-credit ka, 753. Magde-debit ka ngayon dito kasi meron ka ditong debit. debit ka ngayon ng prepaid rent. Magkano? Nasa 457. Debit ka dito ng 457. O magkano ending balance mo dyan? 2853 plus 1853 plus 753 less 457. That is equal to 5,000 pesos, yung equal nung lease incentive natin. So, ibig sabihin dito, yung total na binayaran mo, 51,410. Pero yung total na rent expense mo din, nag-total din ng 51,410. Yun lang yung gustong sabihin ng operating leases. Basta sa operating leases, fix tayo. Okay? Fix dapat yung rent expense, hindi yung rent na babayaran. Yung rent expense dapat fix daw yung i-recognize mo as rent expense annually. Okay? That is for the operating leases. Practice pa ng practice. Illustration number 4. Sabi, what amount to be reported as lease liability immediately after the required payment? Sabi lang dyan, on January 1, 2019, Bobson Company leased 2 automobiles for executive use. The lease required Bobson to make 5 annual payments of 1,300,000 beginning January 1, 2019, annuity due dapat. At the end of the lease term, December 31, 2023, the entity guaranteed the residual value of the automobiles at 1 million. Okay, may GRV. The interest rate implicit in the lease is 9%. Present value factors of the 9% in the lease are annuity due in advance. Ito na gamitin mo. Ignore mo to. Okay, ignore mo yung ordinary annuity na yan. Okay, so lease liabilities, hanapin natin. Magkano daw binabayaran mo annually? 1,300,000 times 4.240. And tama yung guaranteed residual value, kasama yan doon sa VAPE F natin. Okay, so kasama yan, nasa 1 million pesos. Times, isang beses mo lang naman babayaran yan kasi nga guaranteed tayo dyan. That is equal to 0.650. Okay, 1,300,000 times 4.240, this is equal to 5,520,000. 1 million pesos times 0.650, this is equal to 650,000. Okay, total lang natin yan. So 6 million or 5,520,000 plus 650,000, this is equal to 6,162,000. Okay, tayo dyan. Advance payment tayo. Magkano daw lease liabilities natin? Nagbayad ka na, di ba? Di ba magbayad ka in advance dyan? So, ibig sabihin, nagbayad ka dito ng 1,300,000 in advance. So, your total lease liabilities after the required payment or after the first required payment, that is 6,162,000 less 1,300,000. This is equal to 4,862,000. Kaya yung sagot natin dito is letter A. Okay, sir, magkano ROA dito? Pag tinanong yung ROA ko, ito lang, 6,162,000. Wala namang dinagdag dyan na kahit anong given. So, ito na. Your lease liability is equal to your right of use asset. Okay, hindi naman bihira o hindi naman malabong mangyari yun. Pwede namang mangyari yung ganun. Okay, next. Ito pa. Illustration number 5. Sabi sa illustration number 5, tinatanong sa'yo, magkano daw lease liability na i-report mo ng 2019 and magkano interest expense natin by 2020. Sabi dyan, on December 31, 2019, Action Company signed a 7-year finance lease for an airplane. The airplane's fair value was 8,415,000. The entity made the first annual lease payment of 1,530,000 on December 31, 2019. Okay, 2019 ka pumasok. 2019 ka nagbayad. Annuity due. Okay, annuity due. Baka kasi isipin mo, January lang ang annuity due. No, pwedeng December 31. As long as ang concept ng annuity due, nagbayad ka in advance. Okay, the entity's incremental borrowing rate was 12%. The interest implicit rate, okay, ignore mo na yan. Binigay ng implicit rate. Ito gamitin natin, 9%. Binigay dyan, 9% for 7 years, 5.1. 12% for 7 years, 5.1. So, gamitin na natin yan. So, that is equal to, paano yan? Magkano yung annual payments natin? 1,530,000. Annuity due yung binigay dyan, so gamitin na natin yan. Times 5.5, this is equal to 1,530,000 times 5.5, this is equal to 8,415,000. Okay, tayo. Magkano daw lease liability mo ng 2019? Di ba pag 2019, nagbayad ka din in advance? So, alisin mo na yung 1,530,000 dito. So, 8,415,000 less 1,530,000, this is equal to 6,885,000. Okay, so sagot natin for number 1, letter C. Question, na magkano daw interest expense natin? Di ba ito na yung present value mo? Di ba yung interest expense natin, that is simply your present value multiplied by your effective interest rate. Wherein dito, yung implicit interest rate. So, i-multiply mo na lang yan by 9%. 6,885,000 times 9%. That is equal to 619,650 or letter A for requirement number 2. Di ba? Napakadali ng leases. Last na for the leases para lang alam natin or para lang masigurado ko na master mo na to si leases. Point of Indelesi ito point of Indelesi. Illustration number 6, sabi. Magkano daw initial lease liability, ROA, depreciation, and their lease liability at year-end? Sabi, illustration number 6, at the beginning of the current year, lessee company leased a machinery with the following information. Annual rental payable, alam mo na, kasama yan sa lease liability. Yan yung F natin eh. Residual value guarantee ay kasama din yan sa lease liability. Payment to lessor to obtain a long-term lease. Okay, payment to lessor to obtain a long-term lease. Ay, parang wala yan sa Vape F natin. O kung wala sa Vape F, hindi kasama sa lease liability. Pero nagbayad ka kay lessor. Ibig sabihin, additional cost sa point of view ni lessee. Additional cost sa point of view ni lessee, directly attributable cost, necessary cost, kasama siya, pero sa right of use asset. Ito, cost of dismantling and restoration cost ay madri. Alam ko yan, restoration cost, kasama yan. 390,000 sa right of use asset. Annual executory cost by lessee. Si lessee nagbayad, executory cost. Kanino nagbayad? Executory cost yan eh. Ibig sabihin, sa ibang tao, third party. Ano ba yung kasama sa leases lang natin? 'Di ba yung binayaran ni lessee kay lessor? Anong gagawin mo sa 50,000? Expense. Wag kang papatrick ka. Executory cost, lahat ng binayaran mo in the third party, binayaran ni lessee sa third party, lahat yon expense tayo. Lease term, useful life, binigay. Implicit interest rate, present value, ito na binigay na, hindi ka na pinahirapan, 3.17 and 0.68. Okay, hanapin mo lang ulit lease liabilities mo. Annual rental payments, 1 million pesos. Anong gagawin mo? Ordinary annuity, 3.17. Tapos kasama sa lease liability mo yung residual value guarantee, 500,000. I-multiply natin by 0.68. Hanapin mo lang yan. 1 million pesos times 3.17, this is equal to 3,170,000. And yung isa, 500,000 times 0.68, this is equal to 340,000. I-add mo lang para mahanap mo yung leases natin or yung lease liability mo. That is equal to 3,510,000. Your total lease liability is letter A for requirement number 1. Requirement number 2, anong tinatanong sa atin dyan? What is the cost of right of use asset? Ano ba yung mga kasama sa ROA mo? Diba yung minimum lease payments plus yung 300,000 plus yung 390,000, that is equal to 3,510,000 plus 300,000 plus 390,000, this is equal to 4,200,000. Okay, so your ROA is 4,200,000, which is letter A for number 2. Sir, yung restoration cost, future payment yun eh. Hindi ba yun kailangan i-present value? Kailangan mo i-present value, pero yung binigay kasi sa atin, naka-present value na. So, let's use 390,000 na. Okay tayo. Next, number 3. What is the depreciation for the current year? I-depreciate lang natin yung ROA natin na yan. Oops, wag kang palilito. Merong residual value guarantee. Pag merong residual value guarantee, ibig sabihin, si lessee ibabalik yung property kay lessor. Ibig sabihin, yung magagamit lang ni lessee yung property sa lease term natin. So, i-divide natin yan by 4 years. Okay tayo. Divide mo yan by 4 years. Take note mo na lang. Ano yung dine-depreciate natin sa PPE natin? Divide that is the depreciable cost. Diba yung depreciable cost yung dine-depreciate natin, and yung depreciable cost natin is nako-compute mo yan by the cost less the residual value, which is, this is your depreciable cost. Merong residual value. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mong alisin yung residual value dito na 500,000. Alisin mo yung residual value, yan 500,000. So that is equal to 4,200,000 less 500,000. This is equal to 3,700,000. Divide it by 4 years. This divided by 4, your depreciation expense is nasa 925,000. Kaya for number 3, letter B. Number 4, magkano daw lease liabilities natin at year-end? Pwede ka ditong mag-amortization table. Pero kung sanay ka na sa amortization table, alam mo na yung nangyayari doon, yung present value lang natin, which is nasa 3,510,000, i-multiply natin yan, 'di ba, sa 10%. 'Di ba? Or yung tax rate or yung rate natin, 10%, that is equal to 351,000. Diba? Tapos ililes, tapos yung hahanapin mo yung amortization, diba? Yung amortization natin, ang formula doon is yung annual payments mo na 1 million pesos less yung interest expense natin na 351,000. This is equal to 1 million less 351. That is 649,000. Dapat mag-zero out yung 3.510. So dapat aalisin mo yung 3,510,000, aalisin mo yung 649,000. So that is equal to 3,510,000 less 649. This is equal to 2,861,000. Kaya for number 4, letter C. Okay, that concludes our discussion for the Lises point of view ni Leslie. Sana meron natutunan ha. Ulitin ko, madali lang si Leslie or madali lang si Lises. Huwag kang panghihinaan ng loob. Huwag mong iisipin, huwag mong pakikinggan yung sinasabi nila na mahirap si Lises. Kasi sa atin, madali lang lahat. Yun lang, good luck, God bless. Sana mag-aral mabuti. Yun lang and ciao!